Everything that is explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Judge Torres was right on. XRP SAC may not appeal. The Ripple XRP case has not yet been filed, but it has received new dimensions as a result of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission's decision to close the investigation into Ethereum. The XRP army is currently waiting for Judge Torres' decision regarding penalties and the final ruling in the remedies phase. Additionally, the SEC is uncertain as to whether or not it would appeal Judge Torres' summary judgment, which determined that XRP is not a security in and of itself. The Securities and Exchange Commission CL may not file an appeal against Judge Torres' summary decision, according to attorneys and former SEC officials, because doing so may render the SEC's arguments in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals less compelling. In the lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC, the SEC likely will not file an appeal. After the Securities and Exchange Commission MedShow made a move to conclude the investigation into Ethereum, the XRP case was once again in the spotlight. The SEC made an effort to send a letter to consensus, but they were under no need to do so. Remarks made by Christina Libman, a former chief of crypto enforcement for the Securities and Exchange Commission, indicate that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission may not file an appeal against the finding that Judge Torres made regarding XRP, because the SEC does not want it to take the risk of advancing the Ripple opinion to the circuit level. It may simply decide to let it remain there as a district court opinion. Attorney James Murphy, also known as Metal Woman, thinks that the tokens that were specified in the case filed against Coinbase do not meet the criteria for securities when they're exchanged on the secondary market. It has been demonstrated in a decision that was handed down by the Second Circuit Court. Additionally, he stated that Judge Torres was right on XRP, at which point he pointed out that the SEC might not appeal the summary ruling. The inconsistent treatment of digital assets by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is becoming increasingly apparent, as Murphy pointed out, noting the SEC's contradicting remarks in the Coinbase hearing in comparison to its position on Ethereum, Clo to Ripple, regarding the unpredictable position of the SEC regarding cryptocurrency Clo to Ripple in his recent ruling. Stuart Alderodi brought to light several fundamental flaws in the agency's decision. As a result of this ruling, the Securities and Exchange Commission stance on Ethereum transactions and related services such as MetaMask and staking is called into question. Concerns and distrust have been raised as a result of the decision made by the SEC, particularly within the XR community. Participants in the cryptocurrency market are curious about if the fact that Ether has been designated as a commodity means that all proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies, including Solana, Cardano, and Polygon, are now considered commodities. As a result of the regulator's failure to provide clarification regarding how certain digital assets are securities while others are not, it is implied that regulatory rules are inconsistent. According to CryptoQuant, there has been a significant increase in the amount of open interest in XRP, which indicates that an increasing number of investors are taking positions and gambling on the prospect of a price rise for the cryptocurrency. For those who are bullish on XRP, this pattern is beneficial because, in general, an increase in the number of buy orders results in an upward trend in prices. Investor confidence appears to have been bolstered by the most recent developments in the SEC complaint against Ripple, which charges the sale of securities that have not been adequately registered. Ripple's position may have been strengthened as a result of a recent court order that may have offered a clear interpretation of the legal standing of XRP. CryptoQuant, on the other hand, warns investors about the likelihood of market volatility. Increased open interest is indicative of a higher level of market activity. Yet it also carries with it the possibility of increased volatility. A market that has a high open interest could be compared to a busy junction where additional activity brings about better opportunities, but also brings about an increased susceptibility to sudden changes, because the release of new information or swings in market sentiment can prompt investors to quickly adjust their positions. Investors need to exercise prudence. The Bitcoin market is notorious for the inherent unpredictability that it possesses, and the outcome of the Supreme Court of the United States dispute is yet unknown. 21 growth in the value of XRP is anticipated to occur on July 19, 2024, when it is anticipated to reach a value of 602 cents according to estimates. Despite this, the predominant market attitude remains gloomy, which suggests that traders are exercising caution in their trading behavior. The Fear and Greed Index is currently at 64, which means that there is a state of greed. This suggests that market conditions are good and that there is a strong tendency toward buying, even though care is required. Over the preceding 30 days, there were 14 days in which the value of XRP climbed, which accounts for 47% of the whole time. This indicates that the level of enthusiasm is a modest one. Throughout this time period, the price volatility has demonstrated a relatively acceptable level, coming in at 3.7, which is the average for a cryptocurrency. Since the Securities and Exchange Commission recently decided to drop all charges against Ethereum, the focus has switched to the continuing lawsuit between Ripple. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has been criticized by industry experts for what they believe to be a piecemeal approach to treating similar issues. Despite the criticism, XRP, which is currently selling at 498 cents, experienced a slight uptick of roughly 1% today. Over the past 24 hours, the price has ranged from a low of 4,906 cents to a high of 5,002 cents in a fluctuating manner. The trading volume, on the other hand, has dropped by 25%, which may be an indication of a decrease in the interest of traders. It is important to keep an eye on the levels of support and resistance, which are respectively 4,623 cents and 50 cents. The decision of the SEC is being examined. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission may not appeal Judge Torres' decision that XRP is not a security. According to recent developments in the Ripple case, the former chief of crypto enforcement for the Securities and Exchange Commission, Christina Littman, brought attention to the potential dangers of an appeal, which might weaken the SEC's position in higher courts. The inconsistent attitude that the SEC takes toward digital assets was another point of contention for James Murphy, popularly known as Meta Lawman. The chief legal officer of Ripple makes his statement. The chief legal officer of Ripple, Stuart Alderodi, has been critical of the Securities and Exchange Commission's seek for its lack of regulatory clarity, particularly in light of the decision to terminate the investigation into Ethereum. Cryptocurrency aficionados are left wondering whether Solana, Cardano, and Polygon will also be subject to unanticipated classifications as a result of this anomaly, which raises doubts about the classification of digital assets by the SEC, a significant victory for Consensus, albeit there are still concerns to be answered. Does the SEC believe that the offers and sales of Ether by Consensus do not constitute securities transactions? Or does it believe that Ether itself does not constitute a security? If you were to ask Gensler now, what would he say? The information that has been provided is not intended to be trading advice. There is no responsibility for any investments that are made based on the information that is provided on this page. Before making any decision about investments, we strongly advise conducting independent research and consulting with a knowledgeable professional.